You're broken down and tired of living
Tunde.
You know what? You posted about her, so then I looked her up, and I was like, #goals.
Somebody named Tunde, who's an instructor. She's somebody that's inspirational.
Protect ourselves from knowing the pain of others because it's painful. We're given the power, the freedom to find our voice, to speak up.
The question that we'll all have to ask ourselves is, when history reveals itself, we'll be forced to answer what side of the table we stood on. We'll either say that we watched as the world evolved around us, or we'll say that we had a hand in its creation. It's time to speak up.
And I want it to be real, and it's been a
Were
long
you
time.
easing yourself into it, or were you easing everyone around you into it?
Get your life.
Tunde Oyuname went from struggling with her self-confidence and being overweight to becoming one of the most popular Peloton trainers out there. Now she's using her platform to address racial issues and equality.
It's a show. It's a show. We're here on Speak. And, I mean, it's very interesting, like the collective of people you had.
When I created Speak, the conversation was never solely women. The conversation was never solely a black and white thing. But I thought it was important to start with black women because we are the most oppressed group. And so I wanted to really give color to those black female stories. When you and your sister first began to really come up on the scene, my father went out and bought me a tennis racket.
As you see a lot more young African-American faces, especially amongst women, these young women doing something positive, becoming champions and having the opportunity and influencing the next generation.
For you to be able to give that gift to your mother, to say, look at what you sacrificed for me, and look at what I've done with that opportunity.
In my storytelling, you come to know women who wouldn't be looked at all. Just keep telling the story of beautiful black women who would normally be overlooked.
My life has required me to step up and say yes, even when every inch of my body, of my being, was under stress. When my little brother died, I said yes to being support for my parents to lean on. 3 years later, when my dad died, a week before his death, he looked me in the eyes. He told me that he knew that I would be the one to step up and say yes. 3 years after that, when my mom died, I held her hand when she took her very last inhale and released her very last exhale. I held her hand when she took her last inhale and released her last exhale. In that moment, she asked me to carry out her final wishes. And when my body tightened up to say no, my resilience kicked in. The words that came out of my mouth. Yes. Yes. You can allow your past, what's already happened, to dictate your story the way things are going to go. Or you can pull from your past and create something new. Resilience is innate. We all have the ability to step into it.